All right, guys, today I'm going to walk you through how to do exponential regression if you do not have a graphing calculator, because you can do it using Desmos.com. So today we're going to do it using Desmos.com/testing/Texas/graphing. So if you need to find the link for Desmos.com, you can go ahead and do that, all right? And so we're going to do the same problem that he did, these same couple problems, but just using Desmos.com. So this is the list of our instructions here. So in order to do this, we have, it says, use these points to write an equation in exponential form. So we want to round to the nearest hundredths. So that means we want to round to 2 decimal places, right? So 2 decimal places. So point something something. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and use these instructions. So the first thing we do is we hit this plus button and we add a table. And in your table, you just type in your numbers. So that would be 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? And that would be, those are all of my x values, and those match these x values here. So all of these x values are in this first column right here. Now I'm going to put all of my y values in the second column. So that's going to be 6, and then 17, 56, and 158. All right, so we just did the first 4 steps. We selected table, we entered all the x values in x1, all the y values in y1. Now we're going to hit plus again, but this time we're going to add an expression. And the expression, so we did the f of x expression, that we're going to type in is this y, and then this little, but we want to do y sub 1. So you just type y1 tilde. That's a little, you have to get that key by hitting shift, and then it's the number, it's the key all the way to the left of the 1, okay? And then we just type in our exponential form, a times b to the x1. So this is what we type right here. And then we go ahead and we click this log mode, and when we do that, it gives us an a and a b. And this a is our a value, and the b is going to be our b value. So we would look here and we'd say, okay, so we found our a values. So my a would be 5.91, 5.92, right? Because we're going to, that 5.915 will round up to 5.92. And then my b value would be, what is that, 3.00, but 005, so that's going to round up to 3.01. So now my equation would be y equals, and that would be 5.92, parentheses b, 3.01, all raised to the x power. So that is how you find it using Desmos. All right, so let's follow these instructions again, but now we're going to try it with number 1 right here. All right, so a cup of soil is left on the countertop to cool. This table is, gives the temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit of the soup recorded over a 10-minute period. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to see what we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and I'm going to add a table, and I'm going to put all my time in my x value. So that's going to be 0, 2, and then 4, 6, 8, and 10. Excellent. It even starts to predict it for you in Desmos, which is kind of nice. Now I'm going to say 180.2, and then 165.8, following along with my y values for my temp, 146.3, 135.4, 127.7, and 110.5. Okay, so once we do a little double check, those are all my x values, these are all my y values. 1, 4, 6. I do a little check on my numbers here, 180.2, 165.8, 146.3, 135.4, 127.7, and 110.5. Perfect. Now I'm going to add an expression, and the expression I'm going to add is that y1 tilde, and then we say a times b raised up to the x1 power. Then I go ahead and check that log mode. That's very important. And we get our a values and we get our B value, all right? And so the A value here is 100, oh, I'm going to do it in pink, sorry. The A value is 180.37, or if we want to round, what does it say? Round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to go ahead and do this 1.38 instead of 377. And then my B value was 0.953, so I'm just going to say 0.95. And it's less than 1, so that would be decay. And so my equation that I would write would be y is equal to 180.38 parentheses 0.95, and then we raise that up to the x power. Now, if we would like to go ahead and actually solve this, what we're going to do is we're going to actually predict this to the nearest tenth. And this is going to be after 20 minutes. So we're going to plug in a 20 for that x, okay? So that's our x value. So this becomes y equals, and then we have 180.38 times 0.95, and we're going to raise that to the 20th. And how we can do this here is you can go down and you can add another expression, and we can just say, okay, that's 180.38 times 0.95, and we're going to raise that to the 20th power. And when we do that, it gives us this lovely value of 64.66. So we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. So 64 point, let's see here, that's 66. So that is going to be 64.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so after it's been sitting out for 20 minutes, it's going to be all the way down to 64 degrees. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to do a couple more of these. We only have 2 more, so I'll do these with you guys now. Okay, so on here, I'm going to go ahead and clear all these guys out. And we're going to add a table. And in here, I'm going to do 0. I'm going to follow along. This will be my x values. These will be my y values. So that'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in my y values, we're going to scroll back up. Then we're going to go here. It's going to be 380. Whoops. And then it's going to be 395. And then 411. Whoops. And then 427. 445. And 462. All right. And then once we do this, we will see that we can now add that expression in. When we add our expression in, it'll be y1 tilde a parentheses b raised to the x1 power. All right, we are just writing in that form right there. We're going to select this little log mode right here, and we get 379.92 for my a value. I'll do that in pink. 379.92. Your b value would be 1.04. That is greater than 1, so that represents growth. So our equation would be written as y is equal to 379.92 times 1.04 raised up to the x power. Now it says use the equation to predict the value of her stock will be in 10 years after she purchases it. Sorry about that. And I didn't even read the problem. This is about Jean, and she's investing money in stocks, and we want to see what the value is over the years. So now we're going to go ahead and type this in, or we're going to go ahead and write it. It would be y is equal to 379.92 parentheses 1.04. It is increasing by, it looks like by about 4%. And this would be to the, let me see here, instead of x it's 10 years, so that becomes our x value. So it's to the 10th power. So what we can do is we can go down here, and we can go and type this guy in, and we can say, okay, y is equal to 379.92, parentheses 1.04, close that parentheses, and we are going to raise it to the 10th power, so it matches this equation over here, matches this equation right here, and we see that it's going to be y is equal to 562.37, and we stop right there because we only care about the pennies, so that's 0.37. And remember, this is money because we are dealing with stocks and money, so the value of each stock would be, or the value of her stocks would be $562 after 10 years. All right. Now, the last one that we're going to do together today is about these cars. This table shows the value in dollars of a car over time. So it makes sense that the car value is decreasing, guys. Cars decrease in value over time. Find an exponential model for the data in the table. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to clear out everything we just did. And in my table, I'm going to add my x values, which is the age of the car, and the y values, which is the value, or y values, which is the value of the car. So we got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we go up here, and we do 15,600, and then 13,510, and then 11,700, and then 10,132. 8,774, and let's see here, 7,598. All right. Now we go ahead and we add our expression in, and we're going to say that's y sub 1 tilde a parentheses b to the x sub 1 power. And then we go and we click that little log mode there, and it gives us the values we want, which is 15, let's see here, so my A value is 15,600, and then it is 0.6. I'm going to go with that. And then my, I should have done it in pink. Oh no. Okay. Well, you guys just know it's 15,600.6. Okay, just ignore that. Did I type these all in correctly? Did I miss any? 15,600, 11,700. 10,132, 8,774, 7,598. Okay, just making sure. And then my A, and my B value here that we get is 0.865 or 0.87, and this value is less than 1, so it represents decay. And the equation that we come up with is y is equal to 15,600.6 times my B value, 0.87, all raised to the x power. And we want to use this equation to predict what the value of the car will be in 8 years. So that's going to be our new x. And we want to round to the nearest hundredth, so we're going to do 2 decimal points. So I'm going to go ahead and say, all right, well, y is equal to 15,600.6 times 0.87 raised to the 8th power. So now I go ahead and type this guy in down here, and we say 15,600.6 times, let's see here, that's 0.87, and we're going to raise that up to the 8th power. And that gives us 5,120.299. So if we were going to round it, 2990. So if we were going to round it to the nearest hundredth, it would be 5,120.30. And that is dollar bills. So there we go. So this is just a quick video for how you can do this in Desmos if you do not have a graphing calculator at home. I hope this helped. Thanks. Bye.